Does this look ridiculous? Well, this is what we look like every day, all of us. Let's get into it. Cell phone addiction. Put my spectacles back on. This device, it's got some tape on it, is going to be the death of all of us. If nobody has noticed this, nobody's looking up, nobody's doing nothing. You can be with people, you can be without people, you can be at a dinner. Everyone's doing the same damn thing, and it's pathetic. Nobody's visiting anybody anymore. Everything has changed because of these devices. And it's gotten so bad, the younger generation, they don't even know how to socialize anymore. And it's all this thing's fault. So, what are we going to do about it? I'm no better than anybody else. I'm using it too. It's strapped to my face. When you wake up in the morning, it might as well just be taped to your hand. It's ridiculous. And there's something that's got to be done about this because if you think about the future and you think about what's happened since the iPhone came out in '07, I believe. Um I used to have one of those like ones that you would flip out and the keyboard would come down. I think those were Nokia's. I can't remember. But they would have this slide out keyboard. That was kind of like the start of all this, when texting got really, they had the BlackBerry and then they had the slide out ones. And then all of a sudden I got one with a screen. I think I got one with a screen like 2012, 2011, 2012. I got one with a screen like this so you could. And then since then, all the apps, everything. It's all gone to hell, man. In terms of being a social as a human, it's all gone absolutely to shit. Like if you're in a neighborhood, like I have a really good neighbor. We don't have neighbors on the other side because we're on a corner lot. But when we used to live in a strata, we were living with at the time we were in Port Moody in Canada. We were living with like 250 other units and nobody talked to each other. Everybody would just like, you'd see people get home from shopping and they would scurry in their house. That was 2018, 2019. Um, there was an odd person I would have a conversation with and then they would tell me the same things that just nobody really communicates or talks. In being around that many people, it was pretty crazy to see. And then we moved to a cul-de-sac. I was friends with a few people there, but there was more than half of the cul-de-sac never came out of their houses, and it's just like this trend. It's been this ongoing trend of society getting more and more secluded and alone. But you don't believe you're alone because the delusion that you're communicating with people. But if you're my age, 46. It's gotten so bad. I used to go out with groups of people. Groups of people. I mentioned this in the other video, but I used to have too many friends. Like I used to. We used to go out in groups. We would go out in groups. We would meet other groups. The groups would get bigger, and that's how it was. And we would go to one house to another house. Like we go out for dinner. We'd meet people. It was never just me and someone else going out. Maybe very rare. It was groups of us. Until I was about 30, when I had started having problems with alcohol, like about around there, 30, 31, 32, something like that, kind of all ended. And it ended because not because I was a drunk because I was sober and stuff. It's because this thing was running rampant. Like Twitter took over, Facebook, and all this stuff, and it got people think they're hanging out with people, but they're really not hanging out with people. It's terrible. And then, if you've ever noticed the power goes out in your neighborhood, like there's a windstorm, and then like 10 minutes is not enough, but like, hours you would see the neighbor come out, then the other neighbor would come out, and I would go out and talk to the neighbors. It would be like the only time that the neighbors would actually get out and talk to each other when the power went out. And it is almost like we should just strap it to our face. When you're driving, I'm looking at people like just glancing over, because if I see somebody kind of swerve, I always assume now, I don't assume that they're drunk anymore. I assume that they're on their phone. And almost 99% of the time, they're on their phone, because I'll pull up to them. And some people have this little sneaky thing. This is the wheel, right? They hold the phone against the wheel, like nobody can see that, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious. But the reason why people can tell is because they're looking down more than up at the road. So I saw this dump truck was swerving. Sure enough, I got beside him. He was on his phone on a huge dump truck. I even saw it for the city. Driving one of those big city recycling trucks. Same thing. He was kind of all over the place. I look, he's on his phone. It's men, it's women, it's younger gens, whatever. It's older people. It's fucking everybody. It's all of us. I don't do it though. Yeah, I've done the odd little like thing at a stoplight. I don't text and drive though. I don't, because I have a hard enough time talking on Bluetooth, like legally talking on the phone and then going to where I'm going. Sometimes like I miss my own exit from my house because I was distracted, and like we've been here for years. So like I one time I was on the phone. If it wasn't for the diesel nozzle being a little bit too big for, a gasoline car, I would have filled my car with diesel because I was on the phone. I was on my Bluetooth, the guy that get out, loud. That was me. That sometimes I would, like back in the day, I like to be on the phone all the time. You can watch my other video about I hate talking on the phone, but that's a new thing. But anyway, I get really distracted, so I can't do that. If I have to talk, so I pull over. If it's, or I just don't answer until later. But it's so bad. Like in Canada, in BC, if you get caught, oh, there's my doggy. Oh, if you get caught on your phone, I think it's, don't quote me on this, but I think it's $530. Yeah, $530 for the first one, and then the second one is like over 1,000, and then you get points, and you can lose your license pretty quick. New drivers can lose their license on a single offense, distracted driving, and people don't. They're doing it. Like there was this intersection in Vancouver before we came here, and it was notorious for this. I lived around the area, so I used to see them from the other side. You'd see these cops hiding behind the bushes, right? There would be a cop here, and there would be a cop on the other side. And from the other angle, you could see them hiding, and they're waiting for the people coming off the highway to pull up to this light, and there's a huge line of cars. What they would do, the light would go red. They would both get out of the bushes, and they would start walking towards the cars before anybody notices, because everybody's looking down at their phones. They knock on the window, and they would point, and they cleared the bus lane. So all these people that were getting tapped on the window, they had room to pull out and go pull over down the street. And there was a big line of cars, and they were getting all tickets. And it used to happen all the time. And then they would say something on the radio, and then they would be busted for it. And then a month later, they'd be doing it again. But they were so every time, I'd be like this, and they'd look, and I was one of the only ones, because I obviously I knew, but I don't text and drive. Yeah, I've done it at a couple of lights and stuff, maybe once in a while. But I know I have these visions of what could happen. If you look on it from one, and you're going to head on collision with somebody. There's a highway in British Columbia called the Sea to Sky Highway. They redid it for the Olympics in Vancouver, Canada. It's one of the most deadliest highways. It's like snaking through the mountains to get up to Whistler, big Whistler Blackcomb to go skiing, but it's treacherous. There's no, and it's a highway. You're doing 80, 100 each way, right? I think the speed limit's 80, and then in the S turns, it's like 60, 40 sometimes, but people do 80, 100. It's dangerous in the best of times. Back in the day, like before these cell phones, back in like 2000, I remember going to visit my aunt. She used to live way up that highway. There would always be accidents, and that was before all the phones. People getting killed driving off the cliffs. Because if you fall over that cliff, you're falling hundreds of feet into the ocean or into rocks. Oh, it's a deadly highway. But now that these have come out, they've they've made it a little safer, but there's still no center divider. So if you are distracted for 1 second, boom, head-on collision, you'll kill everybody. And it's happened many times. Like, I worry driving. I haven't driven that many times, but I worry about that highway of other people hitting, not even me on the phone, other people coming over. Because there's nowhere to go. It's rocks, and it's a single lane. The other way is a divider 200 feet down a cliff. So you can't avoid anything. Like, you might be able to swerve so you don't get it head on. You might get it in your door or something, but you're getting hit. You're getting hit. Or if you're not getting hit, you're going to swerve and you're probably going to smash into the side of the mountain. And it's slippery. There's gravel that gets on the road that falls from above. Yeah, that stuff makes me nervous. But anyway, something's got to be done with these phones, man. It's so bad. I was watching a video. Well, it doesn't matter what area of the world, but it was in China or something, and they're like showing like bus stations and like malls, and like everybody is looking down. It's so bizarre. Like, it's so bizarre. Like, that's why nobody even talks to people in public, because they're like this. Like, nobody can even see anything. They're walking and they're using their peripheral vision to see. Like, what is this? This is fucking stupid. I do it, but I mean, I don't go out like that. Like, I'm not like going and walking my dogs and like doing that. I might once in a while check if I hear something. 99% of the time, my phone's on silent. Like, I'm no longer like, you know, can't wait for a text message. It's usually the opposite. I'm like, who's that? I no offense, but I get distracted really easily. So when I'm building something for the house, or I'm in the garden, or I'm under my car, or I'm making fountains, I'm taking care of customers. When I get a bing like that, it distracts me, and I got ADD major. So it kind of takes me out of it for a minute. Even if I'm recording a video and this thing goes off, like, I'll probably lose my train of thought and have to start all over again. So I just leave it on silent. When I'm busy and doing stuff, I'll put it on airplane mode, because I don't want to be distracted. Because sometimes I'll be like tempted. Oh, who was it? Like, that's just me. I get distracted super easily, and then I lose focus, and then instead of going back to building a shed or something, like, I forget about that and I start doing something else. So for me, it's not like I'm not looking at the damn thing every 10 minutes anyway. So what's the point if it rings or not? I mean, you should do it. Turn your phone on silent. Maybe, I think most people do, but I don't know. Maybe if you're like a Gen Z, you're like, bing, bing. You're like, oh, who is it? Like, it's like a casino. But like, when you get to my age, man, it's like, oh, fuck, who's this? Right? Or is it a scam call? I don't have many people calling me these days. It's not like I have 100 people phoning me these days like it used to be. I used to have so many people phoning me. Like, I used to have a party house, right? I used to have the house where everybody would go to. So, like, as soon as like Friday, like around 4 or 3 o'clock, people would start phoning me. Hey, what time are we coming over, man? Should I bring the beer? Like, okay, we're gonna go there. We're gonna drink at your place. Then we're gonna go to the bar. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna go back to your place. Like, it was like that, like every weekend. Like, and now I'm like, I like coming home and relaxing. I don't do that shit anymore. But I used to love when the phone rang. I used to love it. Don't love it anymore. I just find it distracting. I mean, You know what? Like, I was just talking to some customers out at my farm stand, right? Nice people. I've met them a few times, but like, customers are going through some stuff right now. That's all I'm going to say. Like, something tragic happened in her life. Like, it's one of those things. Like when someone tells you that, you're like, you don't even know how to respond. Like multiple deaths. So I gave her a bunch of stuff. I gave her a bunch of things, and but I went out there and it was like all awkward, like oh, like weird, man. Like people don't know how to act. It's just I'm not awkward. I am very good at making conversation. Like even even if I don't know the person, like even I'm not really talking about the weather. Sometimes I bring up that, but usually I'll be like, oh, so like are you having a garden this year? Like if those awkward pauses of people that you don't know, like I'm pretty good at moving things along. Other people I notice are just like with this stupid look on their face. I'm the one that will come into a situation like that and be like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, yeah. Did you guys hear about that accident down the street? Like, I can come up with stuff to keep things going. But right now, like, I went and met them, and they're like, it just the fuck. It's not me. Like, I'm the friend. I'm giving them. It's just. It's not like they're not being rude, but I can tell like they're uncomfortable. This is why I have a farm stand. Maybe I can show it. Maybe I could show it quickly. Hold on. There. That's the farm stand. Yeah, that's the farm stand. But like, I like to talk to people. I like to talk to people. So like some like not when I'm not feeling well and I got something going on. With my previous videos, I talked about my stupid camera, my medication issue, getting off antidepressants. Those fuckers, man, they got me hooked on it like heroin. Don't ever take antidepressants. If you haven't seen that video, it's check it out. Antidepressant withdrawal or something it's called. It's I think it's 20 to 25 minutes long. It's should watch it if you're stuck on them. I'm going through the same thing. I've gotten down a little bit, but it's hell. So when I'm not feeling well, like I don't like I work in my shop outside. You can see the farm stand, but up the driveway more is my shop, and I have make all my shit. So in the summer, I'm in there. People are shopping, and they're like, "Oh, hey," and I'll talk and whatever. It's like I bullshit with hundreds of people, and my neighbor's like, "Holy crap! I don't know how you do that, man." Like sometimes I'm at the gate for hours. Well, it adds up with different people. 10 minutes here, 20. Some there's one guy. There's one guy. He goes on and on and on. And he's such a nice guy, but I have to tell him like, yo, dude, sorry, man. I don't mean to be rude, but I gotta get back to work. He's like, oh, sorry, man. Like, sometimes I can't shut up. So I started getting good with that. Like, just kind of like making, like, oh, you know what? Like, if you know someone's a real chat, like, listen, and you don't really know them, but they come, they're buying stuff off you. They're a customer that's really chatty. She said, listen, I got a doctor's appointment. I got a virtual thing in like 20 minutes, just kind of, or like in 10 minutes, so just letting you know. So, but it gives you an escape because I mean, some people they'll just talk there for hours, man. And I've got orders to fill and stuff. I got to get going, right? But I'm nice about it, and people are really nice in our neighborhood. People are great, but there is this awkward sense with many people, and it's all because of these phones. It's all your fault. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about this phone addiction? Is it a problem for you? Comment down below. Watch my other videos up here and subscribe to the channel. It looks like getting monetized is going to be like really difficult. I'm not like holding my breath until I get monetized because it's like I don't know. You have to have like 4,000 watch hours and like 1,000 subscribers, and yeah, it's a good thing I have other sources of income. But anyway, this is fun. Get things off my mind. So we'll just kind of do that and see what happens, right? You never know. But it's not easy. I realize that. And I'm not very good at editing and stuff. So who knows? Subscribe, don't subscribe. I don't really care. Have a good day.